Hi students, Nate Scharf here. I'm your instructor for this Principles of Marketing Business 132 course for fall 2020. Just wanted to give you a quick announcement video with a couple of tips on how you can navigate the course, a couple of resources that you can look at to prepare yourself for when the course starts officially on August 24th. So welcome to the fall. I know this is an unusual time for many of us, and I just want to applaud you for being pandemic productive and finding the energy and time to move yourself forward in these uncertain times. So I hope you are taking care of yourselves physically and mentally. Know that we have a lot of good resources at Mira Costa that can support you, and I'm here to support you in your success in this class. So this class is fully online, which means we don't have any live sessions. However, that doesn't mean that you can't meet with me live. So I'm going to share my office hours and Zoom links with you in a second. And you can reach me in a multitude of ways. I even give out my cell phone number. So I want you to know that I am accessible to you over the fall semester. And I don't mind that you contact me even on my cell phone. We're being flexible to what's happening for students and faculty right now. So I'll do everything I can to make sure that you can access me in this new reality. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and show you a couple of highlights of the course. Start off, let me put it in the student view so it matches what you guys see on your end. So I am not a high design instructor when it comes to Canvas. I believe in a simple layout. I use modules. I set everything up by week. My goal is that it's easy for you to navigate and it's easy for you to complete your work, and that the layout is familiar to you from week to week. So you won't see a ton of graphic bells and whistles per se when you first go into the course. Now, when you step into the weekly modules, you'll see that they're pretty thick. There are some design elements, but your initial entry point into the course is going to look pretty basic, and that is by design. You also have the opportunity to access this course whether you're on a tablet or on a laptop or even on your phone. Canvas does have a Canvas app free that you can download. And that's a good backup tool if you're having internet issues, you need to run off data, you need to use your phone, that you still have a way to engage with the course and stay plugged in. Which is especially important in an online course because it is pretty easy to get unmotivated, even more so with our COVID times, but it can be a little isolating. So I want to encourage you to keep checking in, keep responding to announcements in the course. Make sure you're aware of all the due dates. Everything is laid out for you in the course. So I'm an instructor that puts everything out for the semester on the course. I don't meter it out over the semester, so you can work ahead of schedule if you like on dates, but what you can't do is work after schedule on dates. I have a one-day extension on late assignments. Things are due typically on a Wednesday or a Sunday. Some weeks we might have 3 due dates for items, but typically a Wednesday and a Sunday with a one-day late grace period extension. You can turn things in late one day, but there is a 10% point deduction on submitting late work. After that late submission date, the assignment closes and you forfeit those points. So I am not a fan of students contacting me asking me to open up past due assignments and do a bunch of forensic accounting on past assignments at the end of the semester. The syllabus states this out more clearly, but if there's any grade discrepancies, you have a week to contact me. And after that, those assignments close. So stay on top of your deadlines, schedule everything out. Being an online class, you're probably one of those self-starter students anyways, and stating the obvious for you. So we're looking right now at the modules view for the course. And the first thing I want to show you is the key resources page here. So the modules are set up by week, and at the very top of modules is the Start Here module, and the Start Here module has like informational resources about the course that you'll find helpful to look at before you actually dive into the course. So I'm going to show you the key resources here in a second. I'm hovering over it right now. And then beneath that, you see the weekly modules. So that's how the course is set up: bi-weekly module, first week, second week, etc. And the modules are consistent in their layout, and their layout is such that you'll see a resource page at the top, week 1 resource page, week 2 resource page, and then underneath that you'll see assignments. So like week 1, you see a week 1 resource page, then you see there's an assignment due on Wednesday, and there's an assignment due on Sunday. Go to week 2, there's a week 2 resource page, there's an assignment due on Wednesday, and there's an assignment due on Sunday. That's pretty consistent throughout the semester. There might be a few weeks towards the end of the semester where you might have assignments due Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday, but typically it's that Wednesday, Sunday format. And then there's a 1-day extension with a 10% late deduction if you turn things in 1 day late. So if you miss Wednesday assignment, you can still turn it in Thursday, 10% off. If you miss a Sunday assignment, you can turn those in Monday, 10% off. So keep that in mind. Work ahead of schedule, calendar things out. It's always better to turn in something than nothing so you don't get behind in the online course. Let's look at the layout of the resource pages. So the resource page is essentially what you want to view before you go to the do, meaning digest this information before you tackle the assignments. So I'm going to click on the week 2 resource page here. And the good news is, see, I've got some graphics in here, making it pretty for you. But this is an OER textbook course. OER is a fancy academic term for open education resource, which means digital, which means free, which means basically I have put together a textbook for you by doing the research myself and compiling a digital version of the textbook. So being a marketing course, what's happening in marketing is moving much faster than what the textbooks are capturing. So that plus the cost of textbook being sinful to students, I felt that an OER format would serve you much better. So when you go to the resource pages, there's a couple of ways that you can digest the content. The first option, item 1 here, where it says key terms read option, is if you're a reader and you like to read, you can educate yourself about the terms by reading about the terms. So that's what this key terms table is. And in each resource page, you'll see a key terms table. At the very top of that resource page, it's giving you the terms and it's giving you the links to those terms. Items to study. Maybe you're not a big reader or you're busy and you try to absorb course content on the go, like listening to lectures, earbuds while you're at work, or you just find my personality so scintillating and fascinating that you'd rather watch my lectures than read things on your own. Well, you have that option. So the second option for reading about your key terms is the view option. And so you see that here. Now, the way I've set up the lectures, and I'll click on one in a second, these are loaded up into YouTube, so you can caption them as you wish if you need captions, or you can even put captions in a different language if you're ESL. But I've also included beneath each of the lecture links, here's a link to the YouTube lecture on marketing mix and promotional mix. There's the YouTube link that we'll look at in a second. And then I've also listed where the key terms that you need to know show up from a timing standpoint in the video. So for example, you can see that my explanation of the marketing mix shows up at 1 minute and 13 seconds in the video. I talk about product at 5 minutes and 37 seconds. So rather than signing up to listen to my entire video, I've tried to help you out by giving you some focused points where you can scroll into the video to find those specific terms. So use that to your advantage. The terms that are highlighted, as we see here, are terms that are definitely going to show up on a quiz or things that you need to know for an assignment. So focus on the highlighted terms. So trying to help you out here and make your study and learning as focused and efficient as possible. So the resource pages typically cover up maybe what we would typically call a chapter or 2 chapters if it was a textbook. So here's OER chapter, marketing mix, target mix, and demographics. And in this case, being one of the early weeks, it's just this one module of learning. And then they've got 2 videos here. I broke up the videos so that each video isn't too long. Let's go ahead and click on let's click on this one. Week 2, lecture 2, segmentation, target markets, demographics, and psychographics. And you're jotting down or keeping this in front of you, you know what, I need to look for segmentation, which he talks about at 34 seconds. I need to look at target markets, which he talks about at 10 minutes and 17 seconds. Oh, and he's got a 3rd video about the promotional mix here. So anyways, we click on this, and you're going to see yours truly with the YouTube video. So the lectures, you can caption them if you wish, and you know where to scroll to. Didn't he say something at around 10 minutes he was going to cover target markets? So for example, if I went to the 10-minute mark, we'd probably find me talking about target markets. And here's target markets coming up at this point. So this will help you, you know, if you're on the go student and you're doing other things at the same time, you can always you can load up a YouTube lecture and listen to me that way as another option. Okay, so that's your resource pages. You got a read option and you've got a lecture option. The other resource that you want to be familiar with that's in each week's resource page is the study guide. At the bottom of the resource page, here's week 2, and I scroll down. And there at the bottom is the study guide. So I'm right here, study guide for quiz terms. The study guide is essentially the textbook for the course. So I recommend that you have the study guide open, have that open as a tab all the time. You see it's got 2 columns. You see the column on the left, you got your key terms. And then on the right, you've got your OER link. My key terms, frankly, give you a brief description of what that key term is. So this is like speed learning on the left. And then if you want to read and don't quite understand it from my abbreviated description, go to the OER link on the right and you'll get an expanded definition. And the study guide is set up by the modules that are in the Canvas course. So week 2 is marketing mix. Week 3 is test analysis and segmentation and demographics. Sorry, this is jumping around a little bit. So everything's laid out in a pretty straightforward format for you. Now you have view-only rights, so your things shouldn't be moving around in here as you're going into these links. So that, my friends, is the study guide. I'm going to close this one up and go backwards here to home. All right, so there's your resource page. Now under key resources, this would be things you want to look at before we start the course on August 24th. So here I'm just pointing you to, this is an educational page so that you understand how to navigate the course and where things are. And I'll just top line these for you. Mental health is a real issue for a lot of students and faculty right now. So there's support for you. There's a lot going on. People aren't working. Things are just not normal. So, you know, we have free counseling here. Feel free to use it. That's a link to that. Our major project is a marketing plan assignment. That starts in week 5. I'll cover that as we get closer to week 5. But this explains a little bit about what that is, and there's a link to the resource page. Basically, you're going to come up with a product or service idea, of your choosing, and you're going to build a marketing plan around that. Not following a company, not following a company's marketing efforts, but actually coming up with your own product or service idea, and I can work with you on that, and then writing a marketing plan around that. This is a really way to synthesize your learnings by applying what you're learning to actually writing a marketing plan. And the process of writing a marketing plan helps you shape your strategy and really understand how you're going to take this idea to market, and more importantly, how you might get investors to support you with launching this product idea. So that's the major project in the course. We do it in steps throughout the semester. So by the end of the semester, you've got your marketing plan built, and you just polish it up and submit it as your final research assignment. Assignment due dates, I talked about that. That's explained more here. The OER textbook, your fourth bullet point, is explained here. Again, no physical textbook. It's free, it's digital, it's in the resource pages by week. The study guide is your textbook replacement. So make sure you always have that tab open when you're interfacing with the course. Load up the study guide. The syllabus is here, and I'm going to open this real quickly because this also lists my office hours. So this is an embedded file, and you can scroll up and down within this Google Doc here. It's a live link. And it's got all the usual syllabus stuff, like my contact information and the course communication policies. So I encourage you to look at that. But as far as things like due dates, which is also listed in the syllabus, your best resource for that is actually the Canvas site itself. The Canvas site is always the most current. Sometimes we adjust things and change things depending on how the semester goes. So the last page you see has what we're doing by week, and that's great, but really you don't need to look at that page too much because everything's laid out in Canvas. So when in doubt, if there's ever a discrepancy between what's on the syllabus that we're looking at now and what's in Canvas is correct. So use what's on the Canvas course. I do want to bring your attention to the my office hours. So I've got in some weird view spot here on the syllabus. I'm going to go back up here if it lets me. I lost my navigation bar somehow. Bear with me. There it is while we scroll up. And there are my office hours. So this is on page 2 of the syllabus. I'll blow this up for you a little bit. Page 2 of the syllabus. There we go, getting this so you can see. So I do office hours in a couple different ways. I want you to be able to reach me. So that's really important, especially in a fully online course. So option 1 is I have open office hours on Zoom, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You see the links here in this table. Click on that link. I'm sitting in that Zoom session by myself, twiddling my thumbs, just hoping that a student will come pop in and visit me. So you can come in any of those times. That's open for all my classes. So I might be talking to another student when you jump in. I'll say, just hold on a minute. I'll finish up with that student and then bring you in that way. The other option is you can reach me on my cell phone. So I'm highlighting that here. So I'm a human being, so I do sleep. And what I like is when students text me on my cell phone and say, hey, I've got a quick question about XYZ assignment, and they ask me the question in that text. I can respond back and answer. So that seems to be the best use for us to communicate by directly via my cell phone. If you have a bigger question that requires us to have a live conversation, then again, I would ask that you text me and say, I need to talk about this assignment. It's bigger than a text. Do you have any time tomorrow at 4 p.m.? Boom, I'll respond back yes or no, or give you some alternate times. So that's good. But what doesn't work for me is if you're calling me live at 11 o'clock at night for an assignment that is due that same night. I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm asking, and I put this in the syllabus, it says it right here, no text before 8 or after 8. You know, if you want to push it to 9 p.m., that's fine. But typically, my syllabus language says I respond within 24 hours. Usually it's quicker, but just know that you're probably not going to get a response from me after 9 p.m. or certainly not before 8 a.m. or usually before 9 a.m. So don't wait until Sunday when an assignment is due to ask me questions at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night on my cell phone. You're not going to get a response. You're going to be disappointed. I thought he gave out his cell phone number. I'm an old guy. I'm asleep probably. So look at the assignments before they're due. Don't wait till the last minute and see if there's any questions, and hit me that way. The other option, if you don't feel comfortable texting me or want to use that option and you want to be more kind of official and formal, you can use the Canvas inbox. So I'm tagging this over here. This is on the far left of your Canvas screen. It's on this blue vertical menu bar, and you click that inbox, and that'll enable you to type a message that goes to me like an email. It shows up in my inbox. And it also tags what class, which is helpful for me, especially if you have common names. I don't always know what class you're in if you don't identify that. So the inbox would be the other feature. So that's all spelled out here on how to communicate with me. So check that out. So you can Zoom, you can text, you can message me on the inbox. And there's some additional detail on like what types of situations warrant what types of messages. Okay, so that's the syllabus. That's there for you. That's most of the resources I wanted to top line for you. So feel free to get in the course. I'm going to open it up for you early. We don't start until the 24th, but you can go in and kick the tires early in the course. I'll open it up today as of August 18th. And if you have any questions about the course as you're looking through, feel free to Canvas message me. That's probably best before we actually start live on the 24th. Then you can start texting me, and I'll answer your questions. So I appreciate you signing up. I'm here to support you. I think you'll find the course has a lot of information about marketing, and you can learn as much as you want to. There's more information for you than you necessarily need for a grade in the course, but there's so much to learn about marketing, and this being a principles course, we talk about everything. So we cover market research, we cover product development, we cover product management, promotions. So I do get the questions from students routinely about, I want to learn more about digital media and marketing. And we do cover a little bit on that piece as well, but it's not the focus of the course. Because being a principles course, there's so many different facets of marketing to cover. But we do devote a couple weeks to the digital media marketing. I've got some exercises and pieces for you on Instagram and Google AdWords, etc. I think you'll enjoy those. If you want to do a deeper dive on social media, for example, computer science and information technology, the CSIT department at MiraCosta does have a course on that. And I've listed a resource for you here in the key resources on digital media resources. So check that out. Basically, there's so much you can learn on your own that is free from the platforms where you can get your own certifications, that these sources that I'm listing here are good and they're free. And you don't need to sign up for a course at a community college or any college to educate yourself on how to use these tools. So if you really want to be in the digital space from a marketing standpoint, I would encourage you to focus on obtaining certifications. They're free, and I'm giving you some of these here. If you have more questions about the digital space, feel free to message me, and I can give you some additional support and tools on that there. All right. I've said enough. I've talked your ears off. Thanks for listening to all of this. So I look forward to working with you and communicating with you in whatever platform you want. And again, if you have questions, don't hesitate. Please reach out. I am here to support you. Stay healthy, stay sane, and I will see you the week of August 24th. Ciao.